the prince said, "Yes, she saw me." Then Ratan said, "Then what did she do after seeing you? If you tell me everything, maybe I can help you." The prince then told him everything, as how she picked up the lotus flower from her head, touched it with her ears, bit it with her teeth, put it under her foot, and then touched it with her heart. Hearing this, Ratan was extremely happy. He said, "Oh prince, you are true. She definitely likes you." Vikram was puzzled and asked him, "How do you know that?" Now the Betal said, "O King Vikram, please listen further to what happened." Once upon a time, there ruled a king in the city of Banaras. He had a son named Vikram. The king also had a minister who had a son named Ratan. Both Prince Vikram and Ratan were extremely good friends. They were always seen together. They used to even go on hunting trips. So one day they went to a forest for hunting. But unfortunately, they got separated. After some time, Prince Vikram sensed that he had come very far away all by himself, following the deer, and now that he should get back. So he turned back without hunting the deer. On his way back home, he saw a beautiful palace. It looked like a king's palace. There was a beautiful garden also beside it. Many different kinds of flowers were blooming there. There was also a temple in the garden. The prince was really tired of all the traveling, so he came to the garden to take some rest. And just as he was about to lie down, the gardener of that garden came and said to him, "O traveler, you must leave from here. A certain princess is just about to come here to worship, and if she saw you here, she would scold me." The prince immediately replied, saying, "Okay, sir, I will leave from here." And the gardener left, assured that the prince will go away. The prince also started preparing his horse to leave from there. In the meantime, before the prince could leave, the princess had already arrived there with her friends to worship in that temple. Vikram was stunned to see when he saw the princess, and he just kept looking at her. She was extremely beautiful. He had never seen a beautiful girl like her before. She went into the temple to worship, and when she came back, she saw the prince standing there, and she was attracted to him too. She immediately picked up the lotus flower from her head, which she brought from the temple, touched it with her ears, bit it with her teeth, put it under her foot, and then touched it with her heart. Prince Vikram was still looking at her. The princess then went away, and so did he. But he was very sad to get back home, as he was unable to forget the princess. On the way, he met his friend Ratan. Now Ratan found him extremely sad, so he asked the prince, "Oh prince, what is the reason? Why do you look so sad?" At first the prince hesitated to tell him anything, but upon insisting, he told him the entire story. Now Ratan said, "What do you want to do?" The prince said, "I want to marry her, Ratan." Ratan then asked, "Did she see you?" To that the prince said, "Yes, she saw me." Then Ratan said, "Then what did she do after seeing you? If you tell me everything, maybe I can help you." The prince then told him everything, as how she picked up the lotus flower from her head, touched it with her ears, bit it with her teeth, put it under her foot, and then touched it with her heart. Hearing this, Ratan was extremely happy. He said, "Oh prince, you are true. She definitely likes you." Vikram was puzzled and asked him, "How do you know that?" Now the Betal said, "O King Vikram, please listen further to what happened." Ratan then told Prince Vikram Saying that, she touched the flower with her ears, which meant she lived in Karnataka Pradesh, and bit it with her teeth. That meant she was the daughter of the king 𝗙𝗙𝗪𝗪. Then put it under her feet. It meant that her name was Padmavati. And then she touched the flower with her heart. It meant that she loved you. Prince Vikram was ecstatic to hear this and immediately said to Ratan, "What are we waiting for? Let's go there." "Sure," said Ratan. Both immediately started towards King 𝗙𝗙𝗪𝗪's city. In 𝗙𝗙𝗪's city, Ratan started looking for someone who often used to go and visit the princess. After some time, he found an old woman who used to go to her daily. So they came to her house and knocked the door. When she came to open the door, Ratan said, "Oh mother, we are travelers. We wish to see King 𝗙𝗙𝗪𝗪's city. Can we stay with you for a couple of days?" The woman said, "If you wish, you can live here as I stay alone." So Vikram and him stayed there with that woman for a couple of days. Apparently, that woman had brought up the princess by breastfeeding her, and that is why she used to go and visit the princess every day, at least once. The next day, when the old woman was going to see the princess, Ratan said to her, "Oh mother, will you take our message to the princess?" The lady asked, "What is it?" To that Ratan said, "Tell her that whoever she saw in the temple, he has come to see her." The woman said, "What if she got angry? If she gets angry, she will put me up to kill me." Ratan then assured her that this will not happen. Then the woman agreed and left. When the woman met the princess, she conveyed the message of Ratan. The princess first smeared some sandal paste on her cheek and then slapped her 5 times and pushed her out of the palace. The woman was scared. She was wondering what happened because the princess never behaved like that with her before. She immediately came back home and said these to the boys. "You guys have put me into trouble. I'm sure the king will severely punish me for this." The princess was extremely angry with me. She slapped me 5 times and pushed me out of the palace. Hearing this, Prince got worried, but Ratan was at peace. He just laughed at it. Vikram was puzzled. He said, "This poor woman was slapped, and why are you laughing about it?" Ratan then said, "The princess said that let 5 days of bright fortnight pass. Then I will tell you what to do." Both Prince Vikram and the woman were relieved. When the woman went there next day, the princess behaved normally with her, so the woman was very happy. After 5 days, the princess slapped her with inked hand and sent her out through west door. The woman told this to the boys. Prince Vikram asked Ratan, "Now tell me, what does this mean?" Ratan said, "Now the princess has sent the message that you go there in the night through the west door and she will meet you there." Listening to this, Prince Vikram was extremely happy. At midnight, as instructed, Prince Vikram went to the west door of the palace and the princess was waiting for him. She took him inside. He stayed there for overnight. He came back from there the next day. But when he came back, he was very sad. Ratan said, "Oh dear friend, what is the matter? You're coming after meeting your beloved. And why are you still sad? You should be extremely happy about it." Vikram then said, "The princess told me that she loved me very much, but her father has already fixed her marriage somewhere else. What do I do now?"